What's going on, guys? For anybody who's rewatching this, I'm just doing a live stream and I'm going to be going over whether or not you or whether or not I should be making a cryptocurrency. I'm going to be getting your guys' feedback during the live stream as well as responding to the comments after the video. So if you post your comment down below, then I will definitely check that out as well. I think that whenever I talk about making a cryptocurrency, I get a lot of negative feedback. And it's mostly people who just hate me. There's people that hate me because I covered SafeMoon and I covered the bad stuff about SafeMoon as it was going on. And because of that, they hate me. They do not like me. And cryptocurrency, they want to see me fail. They love to call me a failure and say that I wasted my life and all these things. I don't know. These people just literally hate me because I covered the bad stuff about SafeMoon as it was happening for their sake. Like, I told them the truth to help them, and they hated me for it. And they still hate me. There's still a large group portion of SafeMoon community that hate me. And there's also, outside of that, there's people who also hate me because for political reasons, because I'm a Trump supporter. You know, I believe, hey, what's up, Hyperbeam? Yeah, we chilling, bro. We're just discussing. So I have also people that hate me because I'm a Trump supporter. I have people that hate me because I believe in Jesus and believe in God and talk about that, and they don't want to hear about that. So I have a lot of people that don't like me. So whenever I do these polls on like, hey, what do you guys think about me making a cryptocurrency? I'm going to see a lot of negative feedback, but I don't feel like there's any justification to any of that, me not creating one. And I'm open to other people's opinions if they're logical and make sense. But hey, what's up, Bud Rain? I mean, if you do it, I followed you from the beginning. Thanks, man. The reason it's so important is that the reason that I think that if I made a project that it would be good for people is because I demonstrated that I prioritize other people over my own wealth. And I did that because I was making $2 to $3 grand on SafeMoon, making SafeMoon videos. If you make 2 SafeMoon videos every day and you're getting a couple thousand views, then you end up at a certain point, not between SafeMoon only, but between SafeMoon and Evergrow, I was making $2 to $3 grand just in ad revenue for making videos for both those channels every single day. It's still a lot of work. It's almost like a full-time job making that many videos, but that's how much I was making. And I knew that if I covered SafeMoon in a negative light, which is how everybody knew me, how everybody knew about me is because I talked about SafeMoon, that it would hurt myself. But I still did it, even though it hurt my channel. And I did it to destroy myself. I basically destroyed this channel, which was supporting me and making a living, which was, like, for me, dream come true to sit there, work for yourself, make videos. And so for a lot of people that it's like, can you not see that if I did create something that I would be prioritizing you over me? I would still try to make money. I try to do it honestly, but I would try to do it in a good way. And this kind of gets to my point, which I don't see many people talking about this, and I have talked about this a lot. The reason why I want to make a project, and here's another thing, is I have a lot of people come to me with their ideas. I see a lot of projects, and a lot of the time it's like, you guys all look the same. It's very rare that a project comes out, stands out, has like a huge backing, a company behind it with a lot of money. Like, that's rare. It's usually just a couple guys creating something that might be kind of cool, but the project pumps and then dumps. And it's like, how many times is that got to happen before we realize that by design of cryptocurrency, it's failure by design. Like, right now, the current model for projects is failure by design. And I did this poll. Let me pull this up on the screen for you guys that are watching. Sorry, just one second. Okay, so I did this poll, and I just started this. How dare you have your own beliefs? I know, right? I did this poll, and it says, what do you think the average percentage of holders lose in a crypto project? On your average crypto project, how many people, percentage-wise, do you think are making profits, and how many people, percentage-wise, do you think are taking an L? And I think that here's what we have right here. I just started this. There's only been 35 votes in the past couple hours, but it's going to run for a whole day. 30% win. So there's 14% of people out of 35 votes that think at least 30% people are winning. And I don't think that that's the number. I think it's actually less than that. 10% win says 14.3% of people as well. And then 71% out of 35 people, which is not a lot, but still, I think it's going to be closer to what people actually feel, is that less than 10% of people are actually taking profits in crypto projects. On their average crypto project, 90% of people, probably 90% plus, are losing money, are not taking away any money. And this is what I was paying attention to when I was covering SafeMoon, when I was covering Evergrow, when I was watching all these other projects come out, was it's failure by design. The whales have too much power. The power, and this is like, it's the most simple, basic things, but in my perspective, it's where the solution is and where the problem is on what makes a project good or not, is that the problem is the price going up is the number one driver of making a project get exposure. If the project is doing well, then people are naturally going to FOMO into it. If the price keeps going up 10x, 100x, 1000x, oh, there's 1000, oh, I missed it and it did 1000x, oh, I got to get in. People will keep getting into a project until it dumps. And once it dumps, then they're like, okay, I'm out. I lost my money. You might have a couple people here and there that really believe in the vision that the project says they're doing, whether it be a utility or whether it's a meme coin, and they think it's just going to do really well in the next bull run. But generally speaking, after that price stops going up, you lose all your momentum to bring in new investors and to get exposure to your project. And what causes that? Well, it's the whales. It's the early buyers who are taking profits, right? And outside of that's the thing, is that's not including that most projects have people that are sniping and coming in for a quick 2x by putting a lot of money in, waiting for it to go up a little bit and then selling. You have people rugging, you have exploits, backdoors, bots, you have people giving their friends and family tokens. Like most projects are infested with bad practices for the holders. And so it's like, well, what if you deal with all of that? What if you don't give any tokens away? What if you have a safe contract through a company that's trusted and doxed in America, and not just some random guy in another country who promises you the world, spits out a product, and then dips, right? So this is my opinion and perspective. I'm not saying I have a guaranteed idea that will win, but in my opinion, this is the only way to approach a cryptocurrency project is for what it is. And right now, most cryptocurrencies that are launching are representing themselves as something that they're not. They're saying, we're the next huge thing, and we're taking this utility, and we're the next huge meme coin. It's like, no, you're not, and you're not going to last that long. You're representing yourself like you're going to last forever, when in fact most cryptocurrencies might last a couple months and then they're dead. And so I'm like, what if you took a more honest approach to creating these projects? What if you had a way to balance the distribution of wealth to instead of only to a couple whales that take the project with them and then everybody's left screwed, or people rugging it, or any of those problems? What if it was distributed in a way that was more fair? Like, you have to have losers, right? You can't just everybody win. That's not possible. Somebody has to lose for other people to win. But it's just not even close to being fair right now if the percentage is less than 10% of people winning. And it usually is. Most people are not going to hit their selling goals before the whales do. And I don't know if you guys have ever had a good bag and then you go and you look at the holder list and everybody above you has hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. If you've ever been on a good project, you're like, well, how am I ever going to hit my selling point? How am I ever going to get 10,000, 100,000? Because if I hit that, then they're going to be sitting on millions, So how unrealistic is that? And so it becomes this problem. It's a problem that won't go away. Only very successful companies that are actually running and actually have a serious utility that's actually going to create a ton of profit, or is going to succeed, or a meme project that happens to get a lot of people on it. And even those meme projects that do well require the whales not selling on each other. And in order for that momentum to actually grow into something huge, it requires you guys to sit on a lot of money. And like, it's kind of like Russian roulette, where like you're hoping or you're hoping everybody else doesn't, or not Russian roulette, but like musical chairs. You're hoping everybody else doesn't sit down so that the music will keep going. I don't know. It's not a great analogy, but it's kind of the same thing. It's the longer that you don't sit down, the longer the music goes on, the more the price goes up. But as soon as people start sitting down and everyone sits down, the project's over. It's game over. And so I think this is where the problems lie. I don't think that it's you need the next amazing idea for a utility or something that hasn't been done or the next meme. I think it's that no matter what, you have failure by design, starting with, like I said, the amount of scammers. It's probably the amount of scammers. I think most people would probably say is 90+% of most projects are just scammers. Copy pasting contracts, try to get a little bit of marketing going, and then deleting the socials, deleting everything, taking it, going to the next project. And then the amount of people that are coming into projects, putting a lot in the beginning, using sniper bots to buy a lot, sell a lot real fast. I mean, everything is working against the 90% of people who are just your average people who are getting into crypto, who are actually just trying to buy something, hoping it does well, hoping they get rewards, reflections, staking, and hoping the price goes up eventually, actually believing in the team. It's the people with the worst intentions in this space that are taking advantage of the large majority of people that don't have those intentions. They actually just are buying a project, hoping it does well, and hoping they hit a point where they can sell. And so because of that, I believe there's a desperate need. There's no projects to buy right here. No one's bullish on any new projects. I mean, it has to really stand out. Like the only projects that I have hope in, and it is right now personally, is Vitreous because of who they have behind it. They have a company behind it. They have a bunch of people who are professionals who are on salary, and they're building a massive team. I mean, it's nothing compares to anything in the space that I've seen of what Vitreous has. And I'm not doing this to talk about Vitreous, but I'm just letting you know there's almost no projects that I see that I believe in. And the ones that you already do believe in, like XRP, already have tons of people that have bought into it. It's not like you're early on those. So it's hard to get in early on a good project with so many scams and so many bad projects going on. And so I believe that there's a need for honest people in this space to come out and start creating projects that have a way of countering all of these scammers and all of these bad people with bad intentions. Because even if you get someone who has good intentions, well, it's like, well, you're still stuck with the idea that if you create a project, people are going to buy it. If the buying doesn't come in because you can't get attention on your project, then those people are going to, whoever bought that first is going to take their profits and the project's dead. So this is part of the reason why I want to make a project. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, if you make a project, you can make money off of it. You should make money off of it. Who is going to create a project and not make any money off of it? It's just that you can do it dishonestly by giving yourself secret tokens, stealing from the LP, rugging. You can do it dishonestly, or you can do it honestly. Give yourself a percentage of it, like other projects do, where they give themselves an amount of tokens they can't sell, but it gives them rewards. There are honest ways to profit off of a project. And it's not just that you can do that, you should do that. You need to pay, the team that's doing everything needs a way to pay themselves so that they can operate the project. But we saw that with SafeMoon. SafeMoon was designed as a rug. That's why they didn't think of any way to pay the team, because they didn't plan on paying the team, because it was gonna rug as soon as they got enough money. But it got too much attention, and then they had to roll with it and try to figure it out. And then they realized we don't have any way to fund ourselves, and we have a massive community behind us and a ton of money. So they dipped their hand in the cookie jar and they took out millions of dollars out of the LP. Multiple people did. Multiple people took millions out of the LP for SafeMoon because they didn't provide a way to pay for themselves. If they had, by design, through the contract or through the tax, the 10%, 5% to reflections, 5% to the liquidity, if they had put 3% to pay for the team, then 3% of all the volume would have been going to them, and they would have never had to touch the LP, and they would have had enough funding to pay for everything that they needed to pay for it in order to create the blockchain and Operation Phoenix and whatever all that nonsense was. It wouldn't had to have been funded out of stealing out of the liquidity pool, right? And so by design, you must provide a way to pay for the people that are running the project. You need that. So that's why I'm like, well, I know that I know I know I'm not going to screw anybody over. For one, like I believe in God. So like I know I'm not going to steal from anybody. Um, I don't think that's a good way to live your life. And I believe in hell and heaven. So, and I'm like, I could die any day. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to spend my life scamming people. I want to help people while I'm here as much as I can. So I know that I can trust myself to not scam people and to provide something good. Um, it's just, and I know that there's people that know that they can trust me because they saw how I was willing to take those hits and cover the worst, the hardest subjects to cover at the most important times for the sake of the investors. Like there was people that were like, "You're right, this is bad," and they sold because I was right, and I was right early. And the reason that I was right early is because I'm realistic. I prioritize the truth over what I want. I wanted, and for me, I was making a live. People don't realize whenever I say these things, I was making a living off of making YouTube videos. I don't think you realize how much of a dream come true that is for me. If I would have told myself 5 years ago, hey, one day you'd be making a living off of YouTube, I would have thought that would never, ever be possible. I'm not talking about being rich, but just being able to pay the bills was a dream come true. And the point is that, and I knew this, and that's why people that didn't realize whenever I was talking about when everything started to go to hell with SafeMoon, it hit me in a different way. Not just because of our what we had invested in it, but also because like this is what I do. Like this is what I cover. If this goes down, then so does everything that I've built on this channel with it. The reason that people watch me is not because they love, Tom or Crypto Control. Some people might, and thank you if you're one of those people. But they watch me because I talked about their investment and they want to be rich, and then so I was talking positively about their investment. So I'm amazing in their eyes. Just that's how the maxi thing works. And there's nothing wrong with being a maxi if the project is trustworthy and has something good going for it. Problem becomes being a maxi when the project is demonstrating obvious contradictions of what it is they promised to do, and bad information starts coming out, and you start to bury all that, and you say, no, Thomas isn't quitting, Ryan isn't quitting, you idiot, they didn't take from the LP, they didn't steal, and it's just over and over and over again, right? We found out that people who kept them prioritized being rich over the truth were wrong and lost the most money out of anybody and promoted the most lies out of anybody during the most important time to see the truth. Because if you were paying attention during those times when I was covering those things, and I was covering saying, guys, I'm pretty sure Thomas is gone. And at that point, people knew that people were more bullish on Thomas than they were John at that point. Most of people's faith was in Thomas because the psychological reason for that is that even John at that point would constantly refer to, the wizard. And he was like, yes, John knows a little bit, but Thomas is the one who knows so much. At the time, this is what everybody was thinking. Obviously, everybody's perceptions changed now since a lot of things have happened. But the point was people were more bullish on Thomas at that point than they were at this time. And so whenever it came out and it was obvious that Thomas was leaving, and we knew the impact that would have on the price of SafeMoon, we knew there was going to be a massive sell-off. And then all the maxis gathered against me and said, I'm lying, I need to be shut down, unsubscribe from him. And he's doing this for FUD, he's doing this for clicks, he's doing this for views. And then Thomas said, I'm not effing leaving. And then John said he's not effing leaving. And then they gave him a side position so he could pretend to be on the team for a month or two, and then he officially left. And I called that the day as it was happening. I covered that because I prioritized the truth and your investment over me making money on YouTube, because I could have continued to just pump out positive SafeMoon videos the entire time. Like, people don't know this. I got up to a point where some of my videos were getting 46,000 views at a time when nobody was getting 10,000 views, 20,000 views. There were other YouTubers were getting maybe 10,000 at that time, but to hit 46,000 views, that was at during that time, was very hard to do. But I started using this software with the animation stuff, and 46,000 views, that comes out to $400, $500 for a video that did take me about 20 plus hours to make. It took me a long time to make that video, but to be able to do that during that time. So it's like, you don't realize, a lot of people don't see that what I was willing to put I was willing to give up my dreams basically for the truth, because I just believe that you should never prioritize anything over the truth. That's just what I believe. It's not worth it, right? Whether it's dishonesty or whether it's lying to yourself or lying to other people, the truth is the most important thing at all times, especially when it comes to decision making about your investment. And that was another approach that I had: is it's not up to me to decide what is good and not good for investors to know. And if I think it's FUD, or I think it'll hurt the price, therefore I shouldn't tell investors. These people watch me to hear me talk about this investment, and I should do that in an honest way. I shouldn't be dishonest with them or lie to them and tell them their dreams are coming true to get their popularity or get them to like me. I should try to provide a helpful perspective for them that'll help them make the best decisions when it comes to buying or selling. And the best way to do that is to cover the information that's coming out realistically. And so I say all of that to just say that I'm going to have a lot of people that hate me, and it's hard because negative voices are so loud, and they call me a scammer. They say that I'm a fudder. They say that I'm paid. They say all these things, and I can just feel all that noise whenever I do anything in the crypto space. When I post a video, when I post a comment, when I do anything, I can feel just all this hate coming my way. And I'm not trying to have a pity party. I'm just saying that it affects how I think, because I can't just think clearly. I have to anticipate a lot of hatred, a lot of false accusations coming my way. And you feel the need to defend yourself when you have all these false accusations coming your way. Especially when you start talking about creating your own project. I had the biggest maxis during that time. Whenever I talked about creating a project, say that it was dead and that it was a scam and that I was fudding SafeMoon in order to steal its investors. I was like, for one, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I explained this. A lot of you guys that might have been there for that, I explained this, that the reason that if I was actually trying to take advantage of the SafeMoon investors, I would tell them what they want to hear. Right? And they didn't realize that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what do you think happened when Don Bailey launched BBTF? Everyone loved him. Everyone bought into it. And at the time that everybody loved me, if I had created a token during the time that everybody loved me, before I covered all that negative stuff, everybody would have been for it. I mean, they still might have been like, oh, you're using SafeMoon's name to promote another token. That potentially could have happened, and it definitely would have happened, but not to the degree of, oh, he talked about Thomas quitting. He talked about he's the one that covered the Hank video and talked about SafeMoon Dev and his wallets and how he was taking. Like, I covered all that stuff, and there wasn't really any other YouTubers. I'm not trying to, like, I'm cool with all the other YouTubers, but they didn't really cover it like I did, because I was live streaming it as it was happening. And I was making videos. I was researching. I was looking at the blockchain. I literally went and studied all of SafeMoon Dev's transactions that he did with the SafeMoon wallet and how much liquidity he pulled, and made a whole video on that. And so I'm saying all of that just to say that I think that I've demonstrated that I prioritize the truth over my own financial gain. And so if I'm creating a project, that's the approach that I'm having to it, is I actually want to create something that doesn't just make a couple people rich and screw over the 90%, right? Because it's probably 90+% of people in every single crypto project that are coming out negative. I mean, that's insane to think about. Almost every project, 90% of people are taking an L, and only a few people are winning. And a lot of those times, those are people that are scamming, using bots. They're taking advantage of the people who have good intentions. And there is a way to counter this by design, by the contract. You can design it to counter that problem, and you have to do it in a way that still allows for growth. And so I am going to set up a meeting for Dapt. Dapt is a company that I work for that is doxed. They're in the U.S. They do smart contracts. They can do everything basically. So I want to go through with making potentially a series of projects that demonstrate that I prioritize the investors, and that there's no one's getting any secret tokens. There's no back door. It's not getting botted, and it's going to allow for growth. And then after the growth happens, the project's done and it gets redistributed to all the holders. There's got to be losers and there's got to be winners. But it's going to be way more balanced, way more fair than just knowing that you're probably screwed buying into a project. 99% of projects in today's space, if not 100%, most projects are going to screw you over. So I'm going to schedule a meeting with them to talk about because I actually have many ideas for crypto projects, but there is one right now that I think would be, there actually have two ideas right now that I think would be really cool to do, and I think it might catch attention. And like I said, even if it didn't gain a lot of attention or attraction, the people who got in it wouldn't be screwed over. Like even if only like 10 people bought it, those 10 people would not get screwed over. There'd still be a good winner, and it wouldn't be me. It would be them. And so the idea, the part of the idea that I had is to create a platform that has trustworthy projects that consistently come out, that people know, hey, if I go through this guy, if I go to this project, I know that it's safe, that it's gonna be a much more fair and balanced distribution of the wealth instead of only to the whales, and that I forgot what I was going to say right there. But yeah, the main point of why I'm doing this, there's two main reasons. Is one, I am a recruiter for Dapt, and so I work for Dapt. Part of my job for them is to bring them work, and so I might be bringing them myself as work to them. That's why I'm setting up this meeting. Hey, how much does it cost to make this contract, to get this website set up, and to do this? The other reason is that if I bring work into them, then I get a percentage of that work. So if there's anybody who's listening to this and you think you actually have a good idea, if you don't want to make it, you can just tell me, and then maybe I'll make it, right? If you think, oh man, this would be really cool, I've always thought this would be something that really fixed the problem that we're seeing in the space. It can't just be like, what if Taco Tuesday, a percentage of it goes to the holders that buy this token? It can't be like something that simple, right? It's got to be something unique that actually counters the reoccurring problem that we see in the space. I mean, the space projects would work in the space if they had a utility that generated enough profit that was actually being distributed to the holders. Those projects would work. It's just most projects, why wouldn't anybody just do those utilities themselves? Why would they give away that profit unless they needed the money to start it up? But that's where it's like, okay, you might have projects if they have a really good idea, and it's within the contract that a percentage of their revenue or whatever is going to the holders, then yeah, that's potential. But you have to really believe in that idea, and you have to hope that this person is creating something that's going to be huge, that is going to take over, right? But generally speaking, yeah, if you guys have a great idea for a crypto, and you don't want to do it, but you think it's a great idea and you want to just reach out to me, you can tell me about it, and maybe I'll do it, maybe not. Or if you want to do it, we can just schedule a meeting with Dapt, and you can sit down. It's free. It takes 30 minutes, an hour to talk about what it is that you think you can do, whether it's NFT marketplace, a website, or it's a tax idea, just some kind of tax distribution that you think would go better than what you've seen. Because tax tokens was kind of the big thing in the last bull run towards the end with SafeMoon and Evergrow and some other big ones. Then yeah, we can schedule you a meeting, and you can see, hey, do I want to move forward with this crypto project or not? Another thing that I would tell you to keep in mind, something that I'm keeping in mind, because I might not do it, right? The only reason that I wouldn't do a crypto project is if I was worried about the SEC or the government coming after me, considering me as security or whatever, and then I end up being in trouble with them. I don't want to throw my life away because I made a crypto project, right? But if I can fine-tune those things and make sure that they're not going to be up my ass, and that what I'm doing is legal and it's okay, then yeah, I would love to create projects that stand out from the rest of the space and say, look, there's no scammers, there's no people getting secret tokens, there's no backdoors, there's no bots. It's distributing the wealth in a more fair way, and it's also allowing for the project to grow. And I don't want to give away the ideas that I have for that. They're not crazy, but they are interesting on how it'll happen. It'll allow for growth for a certain period of time. After that period of time, the project's done. It's meant to die. Just like every project is going to die. They do die, but they tell you they're not, and they approach it as if they're not. That's why every project promotes itself, and not only do they promote themselves as something that they're not, 99% of projects, I don't want to speak about every project, but most projects promote themselves as being the next big thing when they're not. They promote themselves as being this long-lasting cryptocurrency. They're not. They might last a couple months, maybe even a week before the price tanks, and then there's zero interest in it, and there's no money to pay for people to promote it or talk about it or anything. So It's kind of just about approaching the entire space from what is really, it's like what is the heart of what's going on. What is the heart of the investor? What is it that they want? Well, they want big gains. They want to not get dumped on. They want something they can trust where the team isn't going to run away with it. That's really hard to find in general, just people that aren't trying to scam you, because there's so many scammers out there. um, but outside of that, you want a project also where the whales will hold long enough to allow that project to grow for you to actually see rewards. But also beyond that, you need a project that doesn't only just benefit the whales and then everybody else is left with a little bit. You need something that does benefit the whales. Like, you can't not benefit the whales. They still need to make big gains. They bought early, they took the biggest risk, and they put the most in. But it shouldn't be to the degree that it is. It should not be that whales are leaving with millions of dollars, a couple whales, not even all the whales, leaving with millions of dollars, and all these people, hundreds to thousands of people who bought in later are getting nothing. Or they're coming out negative with a bag of, like, with dollar value. So just want to do a live stream, and now if you guys are re-watching this, I'm going to switch to and read any of the comments that have come through. Mitch Brahma, what's up, man? How's it going? Yes, make a crypto coin or token. Thanks, Mitch. Yeah, I'll definitely, I'm going to schedule a meeting, and I'm going to see how doable it is, because what I want to do, I think, will be really good. It would actually help people in the sense that of everything that I said. Depends on what happens when you see that liquidity. No, yeah. Trust me, I'm... If I could put myself... I would prefer to be doxxed, because I know that I could see liquidity of millions. But the thing is you don't want it to be... You don't even want it to be a potential problem of somebody taking it. You want it to be by design. It cannot be taken, right? Looking for a token or coin that has solid utilities that you can buy and hold and make some residual income like dividends. Yeah, I would definitely say Vitreous, Mitch. I would reach out in the Discord for Vitreous if that's what you're looking for. Because they have something. Vitreous is on its last stage of the pre-sale, or last stages of the pre-sale. There might be one more. I think they're going on to stage 10. The last stage is today or tomorrow. And they have 3% of revenue is going to go to all their holders. So, but you have to stake for a year. If you haven't staked for a year, then you're not getting that. That's really good, because what that does, like in a rewards token, I've talked about this, a rewards token, everybody's getting distributed the rewards. And so because it's being distributed to everybody, you're getting like a fraction of what those rewards are. You're getting barely anything, right? That's what SafeMoon people are seeing. That's what any rewards token is seeing, is if you're not a whale, you're not getting much. But if you limit the rewards to the stakers, and not just stakers, but stakers for a year, then it's going to be a very small percentage of people, depending on how bullish they are. And either way, it's good, because the more people that stake, the less selling pressure there is, the more that in a project that's doing something like this, not specifically Vitreous, but if a project is doing rewards based on staking, then, and they have a time frame that you have to stake for, then it's not going to be as widely distributed. It's only going to be distributed to the people that are staking for that period of time, which means that if you do that staking, if you're someone who is looking for that, not only right now with Vitreous, moving on to a separate part of the conversation with Vitreous, if you stake with them, you're going to get a percentage of the 3% rewards that goes to only those that take place in the VIP program by staking. But also they're offering a 2% USDC on top of that. But if you ever sell, you lose that USDC forever. But as long as you never sell, you will always get that 2% USDC on top of it. So if that's something that you're looking for, Mitch, I would definitely make a Discord, reach out to them, and you can talk to all the people in the Discord about that to make sure that you fully understand everything and that you actually want to do it. Crypto Moonboy, what's up, man? Crypto channels are in a bear market. Do you believe all these channels, ours included, will come back in the bull run? It's good to see you, man. Hey, man, I saw you working out, bro, and I think that's the number one thing that you can do to get ready to succeed, is to take care of your health and your body first. So that's awesome that you did that. Yeah, dude, you're freaking jacked. I worked out. I never even looked like half of what you looked like. I think that the opportunities that you have as a crypto YouTuber is going to be paying attention to what gets the most views that isn't a scam. SafeMoon gets good views right now, but it's a scam. So that's why it's like I can't cover that in a positive light. XRP has pretty good views right now. And I think there's going to be projects that come out. In general, I think that there's going to be a lot more search volume for new crypto projects and all that stuff coming out and following the trends. But there's probably going to be, meme tokens and other projects. Is something that I noticed is that if you Google the search algorithm for cryptos, it perfectly follows the price. So it's like interest follows price. So in any project that starts to blow up, you can create a crypto channel around that. You don't have to use one channel. I mean, you can do whatever you want. But I think there's going to be potential for us. I don't know, I've only been through one market as a YouTuber. So, but I think that there's going to be good opportunity if you pay attention to what has the highest search volume and you cover that, as long as you're not like covering a scam or something. So I think we're all going to have the potential to. And also, we did kind of build a little bit of a presence in the space. People know who you are. People know who Dark Moon Tim are, and some people have heard of Crypto Control. Not too much outside of BSC for me. Like mostly just BSC people know about me or have heard of me, and it's not even all of them. But I personally believe that it's likely that the opportunities that come with the next bull run are going to be, it's going to be making more money as a YouTuber than working a job, if you know what you're doing, and if you're doing it honestly. That's just my opinion. I don't know. What do you think about that, man? Limit the amount of crypto, not billions of worthless tokens. Yeah. Depending on when launches, keep in touch with us. We'll do Hyperbeam. Tom, still no email. Try Mitch Bromwell at hotmail.com. Okay, man, I keep shooting an email. I don't know what's going on. I'll do it right now. Do a project that is backed by commodities, gold, silver, mining, oil, uranium mining. I think I've heard of projects that actually have done that. Thanks, man. Shiba seems to get good, consistent views, but not sure if I want to main a meme coin again, although it's arguable if Shiba is a meme at this point with the release of their blockchain. Yeah, man, you definitely had because I would check out other channels to see like what you guys were doing and stuff, and I think that you talked about things in a way that people found engaging and enjoyed watching. And I don't know if you ever paid much attention to like the ad revenue and stuff, but that could be going down because YouTube's making massive changes to the amount of views that are being botted, so people are actually losing a lot of money on ad revenue. But during the SafeMoon time, you could make, if you made your video 8 minutes long and you had 4 ads on it, you can make $10 per 1,000 views. So, if you could get 10,000 views a day, that's $100 a day. And that's between any amount of videos, between any amount of channels. So you can have multiple channels with that are monetized. We have to get them monetized, obviously. And then if between 3 or 4 channels, you need to get 10,000 views, and you only need 2,000 views, 2,500 views per channel per one video to make 10,000 views a day, which comes out to $100 a day. If you have that every single day, that would come out to $3,000 a month. So the opportunity to make a lot of money as being a YouTuber, especially, if anyone's watching this, you could do it too. And you don't need any special skills. You could literally, you don't even have to edit. You could just pull out your phone and record yourself talking about any crypto. Some people do that and they get a lot of views, especially if you just have the knowledge and know what you're talking about and you can bring value in what it is you're saying. You can make a good amount of extra money off of YouTube. And the potential to make money from YouTube ad revenue, donations, subscriptions, promotions. You can talk about other projects. You just have to do it in a way that's moral and not immoral. So there's so many ways to make a living. So I think that there's going to be massive opportunity in the next bull market. But I think the same thing. You have to do really well during that time, and then you have to plan for afterwards when everything goes back down and everything's quiet. You have trimmed down or look in point, really fit. Yeah, that's one thing. Like I was like, it's essential for me to succeed in what I'm trying to do is I have to work out. And unfortunately, I've been having some health issues for the past couple of years that have made working out really hard. I've got some kind of health issue going on that I don't really know what it is. Maybe I have cancer or something. I don't know. But my heart's also been having issues where if I work out a little bit, my heart will start like running and it'll kind of have issues. And I'm like, I'm pretty young to be having those issues. I'm only 34. So, but I see that if you work out, you get this energy, you get this motivation, you get this sense of accomplishing something. And then that carries over into everything else you're doing. You can just start to become a more confident, motivated person. And obviously that's going to be a much better energy to have when you're creating content, covering crypto, live streaming, like all those things. So yeah, I definitely was like, man, I need to do that. Yeah, and I might go ahead and throw a video together as well, talking about this. Let's see if this has changed. Yeah, I knew that most people were going to think that less than 10% of people are winning in crypto projects. That's insane to think about. Like less than 10%. What if it was 30? Like what if it was 40? What if by design, by the contract, it was 40% of people were winning? And what if you knew that 40% of those people were going to win? Wouldn't it be more exciting to be in on a project like that? So yeah, I have a lot of ideas that I'm going to be talking with them about. And if anybody wants to look at starting a project, then just hit me up and I can set you up with a meeting for DAPT to look at creating a project. Take that step and start your own CC token. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is like I don't want to create something and then be in jail because I owe the government money because I'm a security or something like that. Not because I did anything illegal, because I wouldn't do that, but just purely the government is extremely tyrannical. I meant the amount of taxes they take from you is absolutely insane. I'm sure some of you guys ever make any money. If you ever sell 100 grand worth of crypto, you're going to owe them 30 unless you held it for a year. I mean, you have to hold it for a year, and that's like really risky because what if it gets hacked, or what if something happens, or what if the exchange goes down or says that you can't, everybody thinks it's obviously really stupid to hold on an exchange. So you'd have to put it in something that you trust to not get hacked for a year. Then you'd have to move it off, and then just so that you could pay 20% less in taxes or whatever, which could end up being a lot of money, right? But still, it's just like, for me in my mind, whenever I think about taxes, I'm like, it's not worth the risk of losing. I would rather just pull it out and owe you guys a ton of money that you have made it very difficult for me to make. That's how I feel. I feel like it's, everybody's seen this. You tax our dollar, you tax us to death. You make it extremely hard to live and get by and to get extra money. And I finally get enough money to buy into a project. I take all these risks. I sell at the right time. And then you guys get rewarded for it. It's just insane. The government, the scam of the government, the theft of the government is insane. Try fasting and eating more vegetables. Yeah, fasting definitely is like a huge thing. I just, I have this weird thing where I start to feel really bad whenever I start to fast. My body, I might have parasites or something. I don't know. My body reacts like angrily if I don't give it sugar. And I know that sugar like feeds parasites and cancer and all that stuff. I've become a little more convinced that it's parasites. Thanks for the $1, Mitch. Thanks for the $2 as well. Sorry, I didn't see that. Let me send you an email real quick before I end this. But yeah, if you guys are re-watching this, just comment down below if you have a project idea that you think would be good, or if you want to look at making your own project, just comment down below your Twitter or something, and I can message you, or your Discord or your email or something. Let me message you real fast, Bromwell. I swear I sent you an email. Hold it for a year or move it to Puerto Rico for 6. Yeah, exactly. That's what one of the guys did that actually. Safe Moon Whale. Did you ever watch Safe Moon Whale, Bromwell, back in the day? Because after he basically, whenever Thomas quit, he sold. And he moved to Puerto Rico so that he wouldn't have to take that hit. I don't know what he's up to anymore. I'm gonna send you this email real fast. Man, I might be getting sick. I'm slowly getting sick. All my family that lives next to me has been sick. Mitch Bromwell. We have taxation without any representation in our government. Yeah, I know, dude. I get like drained when I hear about how bad things are. I'm like, I get it. The biggest criminals in the world are running our government, and they're at war with us and trying to destroy our lives, our families, our finances, our health, and nobody's doing anything about it. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what hope do I have in talking about those things? Okay, Mitch, I sent you something. Oh, you know what? I meant to. I did. I messed up something. I meant to do that. See a local doctor who will prescribe ivermectin. It kills worms, dude. That's the thing is, I don't know, like, right? I don't know if I have parasites or worms, but I just watched all these videos saying, hey, you probably have parasites or worms if you're in America, because every other country deworms like once a year. And I saw that there was something that was saying that like cancer was being killed by dewormers. I've seen a lot of stuff about that, about fenbendazole, ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, or whatever, chloroquine, queen. And so I was like, I wonder if cancer is actually parasitic, and that using dewormers actually kills like tumors and kills the cancer. And so I actually think that might be true. I don't know. So I do have some dewormer stuff, but I haven't tried it yet, because I hear that when you do it, you get really sick, because the worms start like apparently letting out all their stuff, which goes into your system and makes you feel bad, so that you'll get back to giving them the stuff that they want. So I don't know. I guess that deworming might be a painful process to go through. But yeah, I would like to try ivermectin, as long as they're not changing the ingredients. But yep, I sent you an email. Did you get that email, Mitch? Better to be safe than sorry. No, yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. I'll try that. Cancer could be eliminated by certain foods. I mean, I don't know if I have it. I have something, and I don't know what it is. I did all kinds of tests. They couldn't figure out what it is, and it got to the point where like I couldn't work out. Like, I love working out. I don't love doing cardio, but I like how I feel after I do cardio. Been dewormed a couple times and it was no problem. Awesome. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think. But I like working out, chest, arms, legs, and that became a problem. So I had to stop doing that. that had a negative effect on me, and we'll see. You know, I try not to talk about my health issues. I only really talk about it if like I'm letting people know, hey, I can't do this because I'm having something going on. It just sucks because when you have health issues and you're young, or people think you're young, they're like, no, you shouldn't have health issues. And it's weird to like look around and see people that are older who don't have the issues that you have. It's like, no, you might have something serious going on. You might have cancer or an ulcer or autoimmune disease. I don't know. It's got to be one of those things. Yeah, cardio sucks. Don't get me wrong. Like, I hate cardio while I'm doing it. I used to when I went to the gym, I would watch, what's that show? Ridiculousness. And that show is like perfect for cardio because it's perfectly distracting. And it wouldn't be as bad. And I would just do like a mile. I wouldn't even do anything crazy. I know some people, they do like 10, 5. Like, no, that's not me. Like a mile, I'm good. And I couldn't even run the entire time. I got to a point where I could, but most of the time I'd have to run for a little bit, stop, walk, run for a little bit, stop, walk. Now I probably couldn't even do that, to be honest, because I've just been not working out for the past year. What up, Jack of all trades? How you doing, bro? It's good to see you, man. I'm just doing a live stream talking about creating a crypto project. I was trying to get people's awesome, Mitch. Yeah, that's one of my emails that is kind of important that people don't know. But I trust you like 1,000%, so you're good. Yeah, I was just talking about creating a project. I'm going to be setting up a meeting to discuss potentially creating a project. I'm only going to do it if I can do it legally, and as long as like the cost isn't too insane. And I think that I have some good ideas, and it's worth a shot. If people like it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine. Either way, I'm not going to be scamming anybody. I'm not going to be stealing any tokens. I'm not going to be over promising or lying. I'm going to be very truthful about crypto, and like brutally, honestly truthful. I think that that's something that's like missing, is this brutally honest approach to cryptos, because cryptos, they have to sell you on their vision, on them being a huge thing. Like, even if they're not, they have to convince everybody that they are, so that they will become the next huge thing. And so they can't sell it to you like, well, we're probably not going to do very good. You know what I mean? They can't sell it to you like, oh, the whales are going to sell and the price is going to go down. The crypto team's never going to tell you that. Like, oh, the whales are going to sell and the price is going to go down. Like, they're not going to tell you that. Siphon Whale's family have a YouTube channel in Puerto Rico. Do they really? That's crazy. I would like to watch that. If you can send me that to me email, I'll check it out. He's still doing YouTube, huh? So yeah, and kind of what I wanted to do is a series of projects, so that you know, that everybody knows that's buying it, oh, hey, on the last one, he proved that 100% of the liquidity went back to the holders, and he proved that we could be trusted, and it did do successful. So I want to be on the next one, and it would, hopefully the idea would be to, with each project, build trust, build confidence in that, the idea that people are being, well, that's the thing is, like, people want a project where everyone wins, no one loses, and it's like that's you putting your money in and then pulling it back out. Because what you're saying is, if that's how you approach a project, and I have seen a lot of people think this, you want everyone to win. And if everybody doesn't win, then it's a scam. And it's like, that's not possible. When you sell at a 10x, you're selling on a bunch of people that lifted you up to a 10x, like lifted your bag up. The only way the price goes up is if a bunch of people buy underneath you. And then when you sell, you're selling those people's money. So people have this really distorted, some people do have a really distorted perspective of like, everybody has to win or it's a scam. And it's like, that is not real. That's non-existent. What you're, Mitch, with another $2, you're so awesome, man. And that's another problem, you know, is like, if I do this, I don't know how well it will be received by the crypto community, because they are used to being scammed. They're used to being whales selling on them, used to getting in, losing. Like most people's experience in crypto is losing their money. You know what I mean? I've lost a lot of money in crypto. I've lost, I made profits with Evergrow, but then I put a good amount back in. I put a large amount back into it because I really believed in it, and the price went way down. I've bought pre-sales for 1,000 multiple times, and just it tanked to like 100. It was like, dude, what are you guys doing? Why are you selling at a loss? I've bought rugs. I've bought projects that ended up being rugged. So I think that's been a lot. As a thumbnail designer and a video editor, what's up, Shabam? I don't have any money to pay anybody to do that, so I do it all myself at the time right now, and I kind of enjoy doing it. But if you want to message me on Twitter or something, you can do that. My Twitter is Crypto Control 3. Somebody else got Crypto Control 1 and 2, so I got to be Crypto Control 3. I actually messaged the guy that had Crypto Control. I'm like, hey man, and it's just some old dead account. So maybe they'll delete his account one day and I can get Crypto Control. But yeah, I'm honestly excited about it. I could be totally wrong. The projects could totally not do well. And but that's the great part, is even if I come up with an idea for something and it doesn't do well, the people who buy are not going to get screwed over. It's still going to be, it's just not going to be as much money being distributed to them. It's not going to do as well. Well, actually, no, there is something I have in mind that is, I want to tell you guys, but I don't want to say it because I don't want someone to just go make it what it is that I want to do. So I won't say it, but you'll know. If I don't do it, I'll tell you guys what my ideas were. If I decide I'm not going to make any crypto projects, I'll make a video telling you guys all my ideas. And then if somebody wants to go make them, they can. But if not, if I do decide to do it, then you'll just find out as I do it. Because I really believe that most of it is psychological, and that there's parts of the process that need to be centralized by a trustworthy person. That's the only way to prevent the problems that are causing projects to not do well, in my opinion. Okay, your DM is closed. What's your Twitter? I'll like I said, I don't have money to pay somebody to make thumbnails or edit my videos, and unless your editing and thumbnails are better than mine, then obviously it wouldn't be worth it, right? And my editing is not great, but it can be good. Like my editing is getting a lot better, but it still has a long way to go. There you are. Okay, Shabam. Let's see. Yeah, you've got good thumbnails. I'll follow you. You should be able to message me now if you want to shoot me a message. But I probably don't need that. I don't have money to spend on that, and I kind of enjoy doing it myself. And I doubt you want to work for free. So, yeah, that's another thing. If you have an idea for a project, maybe you want to work with me on a separate project, and I can do my project, but we can work on yours too. We can set up a meeting with Dapt, and we just. I've already done this before. I had this couple that I actually made a video for, and we were thinking about making a project, and I think they just changed their mind. But we were thinking about making a project. It was a cool idea. I liked it. I was down to do it and market it and everything. But I think they just decided they don't want to do it. And we had a meeting with Dapt. We talked about what was possible. And then they had to go meet with law officials and attorneys and stuff to see, is this legal? Are we allowed to do this? And maybe they found that it was not legal. So what we were wanting to do, because what we were wanting to do was donations to political parties, basically. We were wanting to take part of the tax and use it to donate to a political party. And maybe we just found out. I don't know. I messaged them. I don't know if they messaged me back or not. But if anybody's watching this, if you think that you have a really cool idea, but you'd want to do it with me or you want to do it by yourself, we can just schedule a meeting. You can just reach out to me through the comment section or whatever and let me know, hey, I want to set up a meeting and I want Crypto Control to be there. We can set up that meeting and we can sit down and talk to them, and they can tell you like, okay, this is what you want to do. This is how realistic it is. This is what you can expect. I mean, all the way from creating a website to launching the token to the smart contracts to the utilities, all that stuff, they can do it. So those are the same people that I'm going to be meeting with soon to discuss my idea as well. Crypto is a meritocracy. There are winners and losers. It isn't a utopia unless your project is backed by real world utility. Someone else is your exit liquidity. And I've lost plenty. 100% Scott B. That's just the reality of crypto, right? And I think it's time to start building around the reality of crypto instead of the delusion. I think most projects build around the delusion of crypto. And I think that there is this drastically different approach that's built around the reality of crypto that can allow for projects to do what it is that people want, to be in something, to be distributed wealth. And it's going to be gambling. But there's no way to not gamble with crypto. You buy something, it could go up, it could go down, right? It feels like it always goes down. When it goes down, it hurts more. And people remember negative things more than they remember positive things. So like, yeah, I've made some good trades. I've bought into like scam coins that got rugged, but I got in and I sold before it rugged or before the whales took profits. Like they had this Andrew Tate token. It was like top G, and I got in that and it went up a little bit. I took my profits, and it wasn't too much longer after that. Eventually it just died. And I was like, oh wow, I dodged a bullet on that one. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Crypto Control, some editing is better than my no editing. Yeah, I mean, if you watch my videos, they've come like a long way. My editing has come a long way. I'm still not a good editor. Probably an average editor today is probably better than me. But for me personally, I can make good videos now with the B-roll, the music, the sound effects, the cuts, the extra effects on the screen, the words on the screen. You can add a lot of stuff to it. I just don't do it too often on Crypto Control because I'm trying to build other channels that aren't dependent upon search volume. Which is an extremely hard thing to do as well. Thinking about windmills and bank accounts for everyone in the Gambia. Sound familiar to the moon? just do Operation Phoenix as a project. That's funny, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. And if anyone wants to set up a meeting, just message me down in the comments and we'll set up a meeting, and I can even be there with you to discuss your idea, and I can help you start to say, hey, is this a good idea? Should you do it? Is it actually going to help people? Is it actually going to be successful? And if nobody just has any ideas, that's totally fine. But now, this is how I feel. Now is the best time to get ready to make a project, because the bull run starts. Everybody's going to start making projects. The scammer's going to come back out, start creating tons of scam tokens, trying to convince anybody to put money in theirs. And to have a good project, a good crypto for when the bull run starts, that's the best time. That's when there's the most money available to go into projects. That's the time when people are looking for projects to buy into, because especially when you start to see, oh, this project did 1,000x. Oh, it did. Where did that come from? And everyone's looking for the next project to do that. So yeah, my dad's mother's sister-in-law is in the CIA, so you can trust me. Mitch, thanks so much for the donations today, man. Thanks for your support, and I sent you that email. So you were trying to email me about something. I'm not sure what it was, but we can go ahead and talk through the email. I can just give you my number too if you want, and you can just message me if it's easier than email. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, everybody, and everybody who rewatches this. Just comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. My Mitch Bromwell YouTube is just a channel about anything. Yeah, I think I was looking at it. You had some videos that got some views on there. It was actually kind of funny. But yep, you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. I'll see you guys later.